Hello, my loves. This is Malayla with Love and Light Starseed Tarot. Welcome. Today I'm going to do a reading for Cancer and their person. I hope everyone's doing well. These are timeless messages, so whenever you click on the reading, it's meant for you. This is for Sun, Moon, or Rising in Cancer. Angels, Spirit Guides, please show us what is the overall energy between these two. Overall energy, please. 9 of Cups, 2 of Cups, the Emperor, Aries energy, and Judgment. So yeah, you definitely think this is a soulmate connection. You know, this could be with an Aries, but you know, this person wants to be more of a leader in their life, right? They could think that you are, you know, they're a wish come true. You know, they wished for you. This person wants to feel more in control and more of a leader in their life. You know, so I'm getting that you had to make a judgment call here. What is your energy? The Wheel of Fortune, and the 10 of Swords. Yeah, you know, something needs to come to an end. You know, I'm getting, you know, that you're seeing that you can't plan for everything, right? Sometimes things get messy. Sometimes life gets messy. And, you know, learning to go with the flow. Sometimes needing to change the plan or pivot is the best solution. You know, so that way, you know, the Wheel of Fortune can be turning in your favor. Right? You don't want to go down the same path over and over again, you know, enduring, you know, karmic lessons over and over, or, you know, karmic people. What is their energy, please? Page of Swords. The Chariot. Now, this person could be learning more, you know, needing to take some courses or just, you know, learn more about how to move forward in a positive manner, right? They might need to learn something about, you know, this could be traveling for work, you know, or just trying to make a decision, you know, or positive versus negative. Wanting to lead a more healthy lifestyle. Possibly, you know, learning more about that. How do you see them? 10 of Cups. 6 of Swords and the Lovers. Gemini energy. Yeah, so you definitely think this is your happily ever after. You know, but this person could have a choice between two, or a choice between staying or going. There could be something about travel involved here, traveling overseas, or just, you know, like I said, traveling for work, or taking a, or moving, or taking a job opportunity where they have to travel. How do they see you? Ace of Wands. And the 3 of Wands. Yeah, you're definitely being creative and passionate. You're, you know, planning for your future. You're looking at brighter days, calmer waters. You are creating the life of your dreams. You know, I'm just getting, you're seeing that there's a bigger meaning behind everything. There's a higher reason and a higher purpose for everything that happens. How do they feel about you? How do you feel about them? You feel about them. Page of Wands. That's a lot. The Star and the Hanged Man. Yeah, I'm getting Aquarius and Pisces. But you see this person as having erratic behavior. You know, they could be inconsistent. And this person needs to heal. You know, this person needs to come out of limbo in a stuck state. You know, I'm getting that they need to go deep and, you know, possibly heal any childhood traumas, or, you know, just not be stuck in the past, right? They need to move forward with positivity and, you know, a new outlook on life, instead of staying in these negative thought patterns and being stuck in the past. How do they feel about you? Four of Wands and the Fool. Aries energy. Yeah, this person feels that you are their twin flame, or you are, you know, where they want to be. You are 4 corners of stability. They want to take a leap of faith. They want to start something new here. What are your actions in the 3D? Queen of Wands. Ooh, sorry. And the High Priestess. Yeah. This is Aries, Leo, Sag, and Pisces energy, but, you know, you're moving forward. You know, you're using your intuition, you're shining your light, you're being passionate, you're creative. You know, you're not allowing any small, annoying occurrences to get you down. You know, you're looking at things in a different perspective. You want to just let go and let God, right? You believe in yourself enough, and you believe in the universe and your inner knowing enough to surrender and let go, not to have to control everything. You know, you're seeing that worrying is not helping you get past anything, right? When you're having faith, or when you're praying, you know, that can help a lot, right? Because you turn a negative thought or situation into a positive feeling when you do that. What are their actions in the 3D? 7 of Swords and the 10 of Coins. Yeah, this person could be doing some shisty business, some shisty work for money. You know, I'm just getting this person would do anything for money. You know, and it's not in a good way. I'm getting deceit, trickery. You know, I'm just getting a bad vibe about this. You know, only caring about finances, but not caring who they hurt in the, you know, in the meantime, or how they get the money. This person is being very sketchy when it comes to making money. What are your messages towards them? The Moon and the Devil. Capricorn energy. Yeah, your messages are just, you see this person as toxic, living in fear. You know, they might have obsessions or addictions. Yeah, I'm getting that's why you had to make the judgment call, because this person is not in their emperor status. This person is not above board. You know, but this definitely could be a soulmate connection, but that doesn't mean you have to be with this person. There's many soulmates, right? And there's many healthy connections you could be in. You don't have to stay stuck in a toxic environment. You know, I'm also getting that you're seeing that you can't help everyone. You know, I'm getting that you tried to help this person on many occasions. You know, and this just leads to enabling. And, you know, it was bogging you down. It was a negative vibe, negative energy. You had to let it go. You know, so when you stop helping this person, you know, they have no choice but to take responsibility for themselves. Right? The truth is still the truth at the end of the day, no matter how you look at it. You know, you can have faith and trust that there's another way. You know, and sometimes you need to take a step back in order to see the full picture. What are their messages towards you? 10 of Wands. And the 2 of Swords, yeah. Yeah, they have a lot of burdens on their plate. They have a lot of issues that they need to deal with and handle. But, you know, this person just stays stuck. They rather be in living in fear and living in their head than make any positive actions. You know, I'm just getting, they live in the lower chakras. They lead with their lower chakras instead of their higher chakras. So that keeps them at a very low frequency. What is the outcome, please? 6 of Cups. 3 of Coins. Yeah, I mean, this person could have children or you could have children, but you're just wanting to focus on them, focus on your work. You know, collaborate with people who want to see you doing well, who want to see you succeed. You know, I'm just getting that you're working smarter instead of working harder. You know, like I said, you could have responsibilities like children to take care of. You know, you may be taking a break too. You could be going on vacation or traveling. What is the advice, please? Whoa. The World and the 5 of Swords. Yeah, the world, you know, the world is your oyster. You can do anything you put your mind to. You know, you're not entertaining any mind games or manipulation. You're not entertaining any games at all. You know, you're recalibrating at this time. You're doing the right things so that way you can replenish your energy. You know, I'm just getting the world is your oyster. Never forget that. It's, you know, you can have what you want anytime you decide on it. Messages of love for this connection. Obstacles, unhealed wounds are blocking forward movement. Unavailable, this person is unable to give you all you deserve. Passion, try something you've never done before. I'm also going to get a numerology card for amazing Cancer. 2323. Endless cycles. Charisma, communication, society, movement, journey, repetitive circumstances, and patterns. There's some truth you are resistant to accept. Over and over again until you are tired and restrained beyond depression. It takes a decision to live life for yourself. Life is all about passion. Then you make a change and the world around you follows. If you agree with this message, type 2323 in the comments. And thank you so much for liking and subscribing. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.